Well, welcome aboard Air Wagner. It's November 12th, maybe? 12th, yeah, it's the 12th. We're back on 513 Sierra Juliet. It was an annual for a month. New props, because they were leaking a little bit and a bunch of other stuff. So I did the first flight because it's my personal rule to fly the plane myself, by myself, after the annual for the first time. But now we have on board Robert, and who's in the back?
I'm here.
Mrs. Air Wagner's in the back. We're going to Oakland. There's an atmospheric river coming in tomorrow. We're ahead of the storm, but it's overcast and they're using the east plan. So we're going to pick up our IFR in flight. And we've been flying 421 Juliet Lima that's still up for sale, and that plane is dialed in. It is running well.
Terrain system test okay.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Garmin. Okay, I'm going to give Robert the radios. I have the airplane, and let's see what the weather is here, and let's go.
Review noise abatement procedure prior to departure.
Auburn Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 1952 Zulu. Wind 200 at 7 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition broken at 2,300. Temperature 15 Celsius. 2.10 Celsius. Altimeter 3005 inches of mercury.
Please review noise abatement procedure prior to departure.
All right, so we're going to really do the all-important checklist carefully today. Is that a good idea, Mrs. Air Wagner?
You betcha.
Are we warmed up enough? Yep.
Yep.
Okay, let's hear it.
Throttle setting 1500 RPM.
Check.
Fuel boost pumps on low.
Check.
Lean mixture as required. Position
Check.
2. Left and right hydro flow lights off.
They're off.
Alternators regulators switch to activate. Check for charge.
Check.
Magnetos check. 150 RPM max drop. 50 RPM
Check.
max. Propeller check feather and 1200 RPM. Return to high RPM. Full forward position.
Okay, they really go well. Okay, check.
Vacuum source check.
Check.
Oil temperature check. Green arc.
Check, check.
Throttles 900 to 1000 RPM.
Check.
Trim control set to takeoff.
Check.
Alternate air check in.
Check.
Wind flap 0. Spoilers off.
Check.
Flight controls check. Free and correct. Thumbs up. Rudder good.
Check. Rudder good.
Cabin doors, windows, closed, lock, door warning off.
Check.
Fuel quantity check, set shaded.
Check.
Air conditioning off or circulate.
Check.
Fuel selector main check detent.
It is check.
Emergency cross feed shut off.
Check.
Flight instruments radio set.
Check.
74. Unsensor panel check.
Check.
Cabin pressurization switch set to field elevation
Check.
plus 500. Ice protection as required.
Check.
Test fire extinguisher.
Well, you know what? We're going into, I'll put the pitot heat on.
Okay. Fuel boost pumps on low, full rich mixture. Up in traffic, Golden Eagle 513, Sierra Juliet's taking runway 25, departure to the south, Auburn.
All right, we use the whole runway, of course.
Watch out for fuel flow.
Cessna 4 Uniform Delta is final, 25, Auburn.
Fuel flow, good.
Yep. We're losing fuel flow.
Yeah, we're losing fuel flow. Okay, we're boarding.
Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513, Sierra Juliet's aborting 25, takeoff. Auburn.
What happened?
I don't know, we lost fuel flow.
Oh.
Cessna 4 Uniform Delta is going around.
Backfire. Okay, back.
All right, well, that's aborted, huh?
Yeah.
Just on one side?
Yeah, just on one side.
Yeah, it's over here. Ugh.
It's backfiring like crazy.
Yep.
Okay, call clear.
Auburn traffic, Golden Eagle 513, Sierra Juliet's clear 25. We're going to taxi back 25, Auburn.
You guys had any engine trouble? Anything we should watch out for on the runway?
We were just backfiring a lot, and we weren't getting full fuel flow. It started rolling down on us when we were rolling down the runway.
Ah, man, that sucks.
Yeah, it just came out of annual.
Hope you get it fixed quick.
It will. Well, that's an aborted flight.
Yep.
We're going to go, let's just stop here and do another full power and see what these are looking like. It looks like one side's out.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
Yep.
The first thing we notice is only half the engine is firing, 2, 4, and 6. Those are on the left side of the right engine.
Okay, I'm going to do a mag check. The right engine, left mag, off, no. So mags aren't affected. I'm just going to full power it.
1, 3, and 5 are climbing, but not as much.
Left base.
No, it's a field issue. Two, 4, and 6.
Is that 1, 3, 5?
Well, 1, 3, 5 are working. 2, 4, and 6 got heat.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Maybe it's something obvious.
Yep.
2, 4, and 6 got to be fuel related.
Yeah.
2, 4, and 6.
Yeah, they're 1200 degrees on the EGT, where everything else is 600.
And the mag check didn't change anything.
Yeah.
All right. That's why we do maintenance flights. Here we go.
Yep.
That's why we check for fuel flow first also.
Yep.
All right, we're back in the hangar. It's the next day from yesterday, and this is a good time to learn a little bit about an engine that you might be flying behind. So we did fly an hour after, in the afternoon yesterday, after we figured out what happened. So this is a turbocharged Cessna Continental engine. This happens to be a GTSIO. It's geared. That's the difference between other turbocharged engines. So we took off, saw that we lost fuel on the right engine, so we aborted. So the first thing we're trying to find out is there a fuel issue? So come on over here and take a look. It's a fuel injected engine. Here is the fuel injectors here for each engine. It's a constant flow mechanical. Here's what they would call the spider distributor. Fuel comes into it and it sends it out to all of the cylinders. Now, we would think that there was a clog, but because the whole one side wasn't working, then it can't be a clog. Maybe one could be clogged, but not all three. And so we checked all the fuel. We put a cup under. This is all with the supervision of the IA in the shop. He was there with us, and we did it together. So we took the fuel injectors, each of them off, and put a little tray under each one, and then ran the boost pump to see how much volume of fuel came out of each side. They were equal. Okay, here's a picture of the 3 trays that we filled with fuel. Here's a picture of those 3 trays filled with fuel from the injectors. Both sides matched. Now, so we kind of put the fuel issue to rest, because I can understand 1 clog, but not 3. Okay, so we thought, okay, maybe we cleared out a line, maybe it's going to work now. We went back to the run-up and ran the engine up, and it was still running really bad. It was backfiring. But here's what I noticed, and here's a picture of it in a second. The manifold pressure on the right engine was way high. And I looked at that and said, that's reading atmosphere. Okay? So let me tell you how a turbocharger works before we do that. Let's take a look. Here's a turbocharger. It sends air through this hose into the intercooler, which then sends air into the engine, each cylinder through these. Now, if any of you have driven in high altitude in the mountains in an older car, you lose power because the air-fuel ratio, you get less air because of the altitude. Same with an airplane. The air is thinner, the air-fuel ratio is different. The turbocharger makes up for that. Let's walk over here to a turbocharger. I'll explain how that works. This is a turbocharger, and you can see there's like a brown section and a silver section and this pipe. So very simply, exhaust comes through here. That's why it's called a turbocharger, not a supercharger. A supercharger is run by a belt of the engine. This is run by the exhaust of the engine. And what it does, it spins this turbine. So the exhaust comes in and it spins this turbine. This is called the hot side. Now this side, if I spin it, you can see that the cold side is spinning. And what that does, it takes the compressed air and goes out of this tube into the engine. So you can keep sea level thickness of the air all the way up to altitude when this is spinning. This here comes from the oil pressure, which lubricates the turbo itself. All right, we're back at the airplane now. So when I saw the manifold pressure gauge was up, I said, okay, it's open to the atmosphere. Something is not right. It shouldn't be anywhere near that. They were very split. Here's a picture of it. You can clearly see the R is reading 28 inches of manifold pressure. Okay, so that being said, this tube carries compressed air from the turbocharger that I just showed you all the way up to the engine, and that has to stay compressed. Now this tube is held on by a couple of hose clamps. So what the plane went through maintenance, so the hose clamp was taken off and maintenance was done. They had to take this off to get to the magnetos and to the fuel injectors to clean them. It's typical maintenance where this hose clamp, stainless steel hose clamp, aviation grade, comes off and on again. Comes off and on again. Comes off and on again. How many times is it going to come off and on again? So what happened to it, let's get up close here. I'll put this for contrast behind it. You can see that those hose clamp teeth are kind of worn out. And so this is being replaced with a brand new clamp. And what we're going to do, we got aviation style clamps that are going on here today, coming to the shop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then safety wire all the way around just for an added protection. It doesn't call for safety wire, but I want that put on just to make sure. So what happened was I came out here and it was on when I flew it in the test flight the day before. Let me go around this other side. So I flew the plane for 20 minutes the day before. It was fine and everything was hooked up. But this clamp here was weak. And we went to take off yesterday on the first try, and this clamp was on, and as soon as we gave power and boosted this up to a higher manifold pressure, the pressure in the line blew the hose up and off. And that exposed the whole plane to the atmosphere. And that's what caused the fuel flow, because now you weren't getting the air, and the whole engine is designed to have a certain amount of manifold pressure to go along with the metered fuel. And when all that doesn't work, the equation just is done and an engine won't run properly. So we're going to put new clamps on both engines. We're going to make sure that one also gets new clamps, and every other twin Cessna that's in the Air Wagner realm, friends and family, they're also going to get brand new clamps, safety wired. So in aviation, you learn what happens and you correct it so it doesn't happen again. If this would have happened at altitude, you would still have partial power because part of the engine was running, and it would have gone from a turbocharged engine to a normally aspirated engine, and you would be leaning in the air, and you get it back to on the ground. But if you're in a single engine airplane and you have the same setup, turbocharger, hose, and you blow on takeoff in a single, you don't have the power to get anywhere. You're gonna have to land straight ahead somewhere. We have a strong running twin engines. If this would have happened on the on the takeoff roll past V1, where you are committed to fly, then we would have feathered this engine and then just come around and landed and figured it out. So that's the moral of the story. This is why it happened. And we did fly the plane yesterday and it ran fine, and now it's going to get new clamps today.
I'm completely operational and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.